In the name of God, most gracious, most merciful. So this is the next part in that absolutely heart rejoice when remembering God. What if I tell you, and this may sound very crazy, but I'm gonna explain it to you, God willing. What if I tell you that you don't have to worship for the rest of your life? Maybe just for a while, and then you don't have to worship at all, or like obey God in that sense. You're like, you are crazy. How can you say that? Are you a submitter or what? Well, let me explain it to you. It literally starts to happen. Have you heard the phrase that says, if you love your job, you don't work a day in your life? Now you know what I'm talking about. I have talked about in the previous video where absolutely heart rejoice when remembering God, and when you start linking the obedience with happiness, and you start enjoying so much that it even start giving you joy when you obey God. You start enjoying obedience. In that sense, you start loving to worship God. You start loving to obey God. When you see you are out full of energy, you want to see what God wants me to do. You just do whatever. You're energetic. You When you see something what God says, you become so happy that my Creator, my Lord, who gave me anything, He asking me, who am I to be anything? I mean, it's a blessing that He's asking me, my Lord is asking me to meet with Him 5 times a day. This is a blessing. I always thought it was a hardship. You'll start looking, every action is a blessing. To the point you say, I am so blessed. I am so blessed to prostrate before my Lord. This is an awesome, awesome status that God has given me. I am so blessed. You start looking everything like that. My Lord wants me to do fasting in the month of Ramadan. I am so blessed. You start seeing everything. When you start linking happiness with joy, I mean, you start appreciating God. My Lord, thank you. Thank you for allowing me to say thanks to you. I am not even worthy of that. I'm nothing. And about that thanking, I will make inshallah a separate video, and you will try to explain how huge blessing that is that God allows us to say thanks to Him. Once you start to understand, it's amazing. I'll give you an example of when you love your job, you don't work in a day in your life. There are some people, they make money by playing video games. They have to come, they are testing the systems or whatever, there are contests going on, and they have this huge hall with hundreds of laptops or gaming consoles, and they're sitting competing with each other. I mean, something like that I heard. For example, if there's a place and somebody, we know that people like to play video games, and they offer you have to come in and play 12 hours a day game, and we'll pay you that much money. And somebody who does not understand the video game system and they see this person is working 12 hours non-stop, and he sees that person is not even taking a break, you will start like, oh my God, that is hard work. How do you do it? You don't even take a break. You eat while you're doing your work, whatever they're asking you to do. It is because you don't understand. This person loves to play video game. He used to do it without getting any pay. Now he's even getting paid. He would do it for 18 hours a day. I have done it. I used to play video games, and I will play several hours, and it will give me so much joy and happiness. And if somebody were to pay me, I'm like, well, let's do it. How many hours do you want me to work? But somebody who doesn't understand that or look at somebody who's playing video game all day and getting paid. It's like this is a, you will explain that person, oh my god, this guy is a workaholic. Man, I don't know how you do it. You work all day long. You work all day long. And that guy, the one who's playing video game, is smiling because he knows that this person doesn't understand. I love playing video game and I'm earning money doing that. So that's the understanding. When you love your job, you don't work a day in your life. Same formula applies when you come into submission to God alone and you start doing what God says. You start enjoying that. And that's the reason when I said in the beginning, you don't worship a day in your life, because worship feels like we always felt like worship is hard work. Meditating night for hours is a hard work. We try to prepare ourselves for night of destiny for the whole night, trying to stay awake because we don't understand that. It's supposed to give us happiness. Remembering God is supposed to give us happiness because we haven't established the link with obedience. Once we do that, once we start enjoying, we become addicted like a video game player. We always thought worship and all this, it's a difficult work. And when we used to hear somebody say, oh, he prays 5 times a day, it used to feel like, oh my God, this person is very righteous. It's hard work, because we feel like, how can you do it? What you do? And if that person has solved the links between all this stuff, he's smiling just like the person who plays the video game and looks at you. What do you mean? What do you mean? I enjoy that. So when you understand the system, there's a verse in Surah 21 where God talks about, and it always puzzled me, that verse, where God talks about the angels in heaven, or God says something like they glorify day and night without tiring. And when I did not have a clear understanding of this verse, I used to think, whoa, they are glorifying. I mean, for me, it was like hard. It's a difficult job to glorify, sit down and start doing zikr or glorify God. It's a difficult thing. But they are doing it without tiring. I'm like, used to, for a second, my thought would be like, that's amazing. How did they do it? For me, it felt like it was a difficult job, but now I am getting the understanding because they love it. They enjoy it. Angels were to look at us and reading this verse, they were like, they're smiling. They don't understand. We are loving it. We're loving glorifying our God. We are loving remembering our God. When God is in our mind, we're happy. What are you talking about? You don't understand. Just like the video game guy who's saying, you don't understand. I love my job. So you have to unlock the system. God is the most merciful. Why would you think for a second that God would make our job difficult? Why would you think? Everything is happiness, joy, and enjoyment every step. And that's, my friend, the meaning of you don't have to worship rest of your life or obey God, because obedience gives you happiness and you don't even feel like it's a difficult task. You are enjoying everything. Praise be to God.